What's up, everyone? We're back for some more Gundam Evolution gameplay, and we're also back with Gundam, who in a sense never really left. I do still play a lot of Gundam, but it's been a long time since I've done a video on him. I believe not since Season 2, and part of that, despite the fact that I still play him a lot, is just that I haven't felt like he's been as dominant as it was kind of in the game's early times. You know, I was kind of a full-on Gundam main early on in the game, and I was actually, despite playing him so much, I actually felt like he was deserving of a bit of a nerf. But then once he finally got it, despite it not really being for the you know, the thing that was the strongest about him, I felt the main weapon, he got kind of some like a cooldown nerf, I think, to Hyper Hammer, and then the big nerf to the shield, which at the time I considered the shield not that great, but now after having it nerfed, I kind of realized what we were missing all that time, because the 400 HP shield is pretty paper thin. So since then, I still been playing Gundam a lot, but I haven't really had those dominant games. But hey, we got some buffs, a little bit more back in Gundam's favor. Still have that paper mache shield, but did get some extra damage on the main weapon, and also some extra damage on, I believe it's just the kind of the AoE hits of the Hyper Hammer. I don't think if you get a direct hit, I don't think there's any more damage there, but either way, having a bit more extra damage is nice. It means it's not as big a deal if you do miss the hammer. Obviously, still getting that stun is huge, but just having some extra damage if you get a grazing hit makes it so it's not a complete waste like it often felt. But extra damage on the gun is not a lot, but, you know, like I said, that has been kind of the best part of Gundam's kit for the longest time. But I did feel, as good as it was, it just, with I think how good people were getting with other suits like Pale Rider, myself included, you know, I talk about it a lot, but Pale Rider is kind of my main suit now. I still play Gundam a lot, but Pale Rider is just so consistently good, especially with, you know, the added benefits of healing and a much better G maneuver. That's another thing, is that Super Napalm, while I think, you know, some people have gotten better at using it, and I've learned a few things, I still think I'm actually as good as I am with Gundam, if I'm allowed to say that. I do think my Super Napalms are still not the best. I think I just don't know, like, the best, like, angles to bounce it off, because I think it's best if you throw it high up in the sky. Usually if you have the option to, because it makes it harder to predict where it's going to land, people to look up away from enemies. Or if you throw it on the ground, sometimes it's going to be in the way of where they're already shooting. They might even take it out by accident, stuff like that. So it can be good. It does zone out areas, but I think on the grand scheme of things, it's still pretty weak on G maneuvers. Maybe even the weakest. Maybe not the weakest, but pretty close to it. But, you know, it's gonna see if we can make it work here. I do have it charged now. I haven't really seen opportunity for it yet. It's definitely one of those ones where I think it is okay to hold onto it more. Like, it doesn't take a long time to charge, but it can be detrimental because you're kind of locked into a throwing and shooting animation to activate it for a bit. So there's been times where I've been waiting for, like, an enemy to go to a disarm, and like, okay, I'm gonna throw the Super Napalm to stop him. And then before it, because when it, you know, starts blowing up, it's damage over time. It's not a, you know, just an explosion and insta kill. So if you wait, sometimes when you throw it out in a situation like that, by the time it actually does enough damage to finish off the person going for the disarm, they may have already gotten it, which has happened to me before. So you kind of have to be a little bit preemptive with it. Sometimes it's okay to just throw it out to clear up space, but right now we're kind of getting zoned out by this AoE damage. And there comes their Super Napalm, which, not a bad spot. They got it behind that wall, so we couldn't really destroy it. Didn't get any kills, but it did zone us out some more, and we still got this Mahiru firing away. Both teams got the Mahiru, but, you know, Mahiru usually a bit more effective on defense, because he locks down those choke points more. And I think now we're thinking maybe we can go lower. Sosby tried to make some space for us up top, but it didn't work. Hammer to the face on that Dom does go through that armor on the front. Can't deflect that, so we do get a kill there, which is really good. We're kind of making space. Barb is in a bit. Our Mahiru went down, but he's getting repaired. And we had this sniper. We still have the sniper. He did actually really good on A point, or the first set of plants. He actually got quite a few kills, even at close range. I was watching, he got some good headshots, but it might be a little bit harder to make things happen here. Maybe now that we've got this plant here, you can kind of look down this path. But he's dead right now, so he's got to come back from waypoint. And I do like getting this plant more when you are Gundam, because if you throw the Super Napalm into this cubby area where the bomb plant is, it kind of bounces around a lot. It's hard to deal with, and also it's pretty much guaranteed that's not going to bounce past where the bomb plant is, so you're going to get that damage. And here I am going to throw it out. Actually really risky, because I was already low from that Mahiru G maneuver to the face. Took me around half. Ashmar pushed up as well. It did go off. No kills. Zone him out a bit. But I do go down. Took out the Ashmar, and I tried to get in close on that Dom, so he couldn't fire off another shot without damaging himself, but he had some mines set up. Those finished me off, and those new mines are very scary. I talked about when I was going over the patch notes that, you know, full stack of them does 300, but even just one on its own. 200 damage is not bad. You know, it's a slightly less than a body shot from Gundam, which is pretty big damage. We do get revenge on him there. He's running away. Took a lot of shots to finish him off, but they got the disarm in the meantime. I got a little bit aggressive there, charging in on that barb. It's kind of risky, but I did land my shots. Now range Zaku, and I'm just getting hit from all angles. There's napalm, there's Mahir nades. Do take out the Ashmar, but more Mahir nades are going to spell the end for me. Maybe they can get a repair, but if that spam's still coming in, it's going to be difficult. That Rider tries to go for it, but up close, Gundam headshots took him out. Thankfully, he's going to be saved by Gun Tank, and we might be able to get another plane here, but in the meantime, we did lose our waypoint, and that's, you know, Colony Trading Post, that waypoint is a huge deal. If you lose it, we got to take this long trek back. I was waiting to see someone recap, and they did, but either way, I think if I had spawned there, it would have been too late. They do get the disarm here. I think their barb came back and recapped the point, then after he capped the waypoint, he ran in from behind and did his G maneuver to clean up. So we've gotten, you know, pretty good, 76%, but only a minute left. It took a lot of time to try and defend those, and unsuccessfully means that we got to start all over. And I think I personally want to try for that top one again, because even though we did lose it, it's worked a lot better than going for lower, where we haven't even gotten a plant yet. And now we're getting forced back a lot. This Mahiru is setting up for spam again. Range Zaku is charging him, but his smoke is down. Kick to the back of the head from Mahiru takes him out. We got about 3 kills now, and we've got some of our team pushed up, and they're down below, kind of keeping them distracted. So they could go for a plant, but I hear that Dom Jr. go off, so I'm just going to go for this A-point plant once again while they're mostly distracted. I'm kind of alone though, and here comes Barb, narrowly missing that, but he charges in to try and go for that long sword on my face, and he took a hammer. Take him out pretty quickly. Ashmar coming in, throwing the napalm, getting me, but I think it got him more than me. Got him low, and his punch gets canceled, so we don't have to worry about that anymore, which is nice. And it looks like they did a switch to Hyperion. Got that extra HP. Trying to get through him in the bubble here. Needed some help from friends, and we do take him out. Now I've got to back up a bit. I'm also kind of watching over here to make sure they're not running over to the waypoint again, but I think since we killed Barb early on in that fight, he hasn't had time to really come back and go around. If he goes for the waypoint now, he might not actually have time to stop us on the point. He is back there somewhere. Comes Mahiru G maneuver again. Hiding over in this area. Range Zaku pokes out a little bit too early. Takes a bunch of grenades to the face. And here comes my Super Napalm again. Like I said, throwing it right in that cubby area. And a couple of them charging to try and go for it. And 2 of them go down. Sosby is left. Get the hammer on him. And I'm looking around if anyone else is left. It's me and Gun Tank. And nope, no more around in time to get the disarm. And there we go. We got down to, ran out of time, but we did get the 2 points, which is really good. So we're going to have to see if we can defend better than the enemy team did, especially on that first point. Onto the defensive side here in round 2. We're starting off holding lower on the path to the waypoint. And I think I've said before that this waypoint doesn't save you a whole lot of distance, especially compared to the path to the second point. But what it does, what I'd say it is really important for is that it doesn't get you a whole lot closer, but it gives you easy access to a flanking path. So even though it doesn't take actually too much longer to just run from spawn and go the way that everyone, it looks like everyone on their team is mostly going, aside from Ashmar this way, just the fact that you don't, like, if everyone's going this way, they know where to expect it coming from, and they can kind of hold in one area and all watch that direction. But having that top area, especially the fact that it is, allows you to get to the high ground, because if everyone's coming from the front door, and you hold up top, then you have the high ground advantage all the time, unless they fly up on you. But if they come from the waypoint, it's easy for them to go up the ramp, get the high ground, come from behind you. So I do think that is pretty important. But that being said, they after their Ashmar kind of failed his very blatant attempt to go for the waypoint at the start, looks like the rest of their team kind of just all pushed in the main path and did get the plant. And already 30 seconds down on it is pretty good. And now they've got the waypoint, so this can also work, where they just kind of all push down the same path together, take out the smaller group of defenders who are only defending that one path, and then the other group that's defending the other group has to kind of collapse, and they're a little bit late to the fight. And then after you get the plant, then you send one person who possibly died in the fight. Then they go over and nag the waypoint when the defending team has mostly moved away from it. And now they've got the situation where if they'd split up at the start, it might have taken them some time to get. Now they got it right away, along with their plant, and we're not even have time to defend, so it didn't even really matter if they got the waypoint at that point. And just that quickly got that lower plant, defended it for 60 seconds, and while we're pretty quick on the first point as well, I think they beat us even in that. They got over 5 minutes now for the second set of points. And that's going to be tough to defend against. Obviously, it's a little bit easier to defend usually, the second set of points, than the first ones, but still, that was not a great showing from us. I think the best thing we could have done there is when we realized they were not coming for the waypoint, we all collapsed from behind, but we kind of did it slowly. I missed a good amount of my shots. I think some other people did too. We let them get some repairs, and it just kind of all fell apart from there. But now we're going to see if we can maybe hold them at the waypoint and buy a little bit extra time before they even start going for the bomb plants. But it looks like we're trading a bit already. Want to hold this high ground. I had to give it up. This Marasite's pretty scary. He hasn't hooked me yet, but you know, just being a big body, and he has landed a few headshots. And I've been missing so far. I think my aim was pretty good round 1, but so far this round 2, I've been missing a lot. I couldn't land anything on that barb. Just got to keep backing up. And I saw at least one of them go ramp. I try and finish off this Marasite. He does nearly slip away, and it looks like probably gonna go for lower point plant. Maybe not actually. Barb coming in from up high with the G maneuver. I was actually pretty close, I think, to being out of death range for that. I think each slash to 700, and with that Dom armor, I was almost safe, but not quite. But thankfully, he does take him out. But this is, since he's Barb's down, seems they're probably going to go for the lower one. It looks like they are getting the plant now. I drop down, but I see a lot of them. Accidentally dash right into that wall. You have to wait a bit. Looks like we got a butterfly going. Just taken out of the air with that Marasai G maneuver, but they kind of trade for it, so while it stinks to lose a butterfly, at least we traded with a pretty strong G maneuver, so it's not too bad. But if we want to go for this disarm, even though we got a few kills, this Barb's gonna be a problem. When he's coming in now, got kind of screwed up by the walls. He does get Pale Rider, but thankfully that switching of the walls delayed him enough that Pale Rider was able to get the disarm still. Now we're coming up here. Marsa getting another hook. Keeps hooking my friends next to me, but not me. But with that support from Unicorn, still wasn't able to finish him off on time before the funnels took me out. Now I'll have to see what their plan is here. It looks like they're positioning to go for B again. Taking our Dom. There's a few of them down there. Starting the plant once again. You see Barb. Haven't gotten it yet. So they did get the plant, but we got Hades going. Took out the Marasai right after we got the plant, I think. Here comes the Beam Magnum, and this is actually a risky play here. I throw out the Super Napalm, and with Beam Magnum going off, if he just turns and shoots at it once, it's dead. But thankfully, I think someone else was attacking him, forced him to back up. And there he is again. He did come back in, but a little bit too late. Super Napalm somehow got 2 kills out of that, which is pretty impressive. Got the Barb who was in there, couldn't quite get it with his melee attacks, and then I guess Ashmar was hugging the wall or something. Maybe expecting it to get destroyed before it went off, so he went down as well. Now Ashmar's back going for some kind of flank. So far they've been going for B, and we're pretty well positioned at A, so they might go for it again. Come back here to look for the Ashmar, and he's right in my face. Not expecting that. Thankfully he either didn't have the punch or didn't want to use it on me, so he goes down. We get barbed as well. Went on our Mahiru, but wasn't enough. And we got a few of them down. This might be a good time to go for trying to retake the waypoint, but they got the hook again. And it's probably going to be too late now. They've already got some people spawning back up. But Sazabi is new. Some new switch coming out of them, which, you know, as Gundam, I'm usually happy to see a Sazabi. Allows me to get some hammer hits, up that accuracy a bit. Looks like they are kind of going back and forth. Probably going ramp again. Not the lower ramp to B point. So far, I'm just kind of holding the high ground so I can drop if needed. I do see Sazabi coming in. Looks like Mahiru didn't go for him as well. Kicks him in the corner. Some G maneuvers went off behind me, but I'm not too worried about that. And we do get the Sazabi, but Mahiru died as well. On Dom, he just finished his reload. He got that repair pack, which kind of sucked for me, but we're trading up close. Thankfully, that last rocket did not take me out. I think I managed to make him take a bit of splash damage during that fight as well. And then if I had walked over that mine, I probably would have died, actually, so it's a good thing I spotted that and shot it. But now they've gone for their A-point plant. Coding behind was hoping to get that Sazabi, but didn't realize there was a Marasai directly on top of me. But I wanted to see if I come down here, force him to give chase, and then I can kind of juke him back up the lift. Come back in, and there's Sazabi. Shoot him in the leg as he's running away, but short-lived, even though I escaped Marasai. Only really enough to shoot Sazabi once, and then I died of another Barb G maneuver. It seems like half my deaths have been to that Barb G maneuver. Not a whole lot I can do about it unless I hit him with the hammer while he's coming in. But 30 seconds left. This is looking really good. I haven't even needed my Super Napalm again after that yet, but here's Sazabi directly on top of me. Get that hammer hit, but he's deciding to commit. Goes in close. A little bit scary there. Almost got me. I think one more shot would have taken me out, but I did have some help from Pale Rider. Now we're fighting over the waypoint. They lost the first set, got it back, but that's pretty good. If they're all back at the waypoint, 5 seconds left, I don't think they can even get a plant. Everybody gonna get aggressive and push up, throw out the Super Napalm for good measure. And with that, that's gonna be it. Seemed like going for that B point plant didn't really work out for them. A point, they only tried it once, I think, but maybe would have worked better for them if they tried it earlier. And there we go, MVP for Gundam. Feels like they're not as consistent anymore, but hey, maybe with the buffs, I'll be getting them a little more often. But yeah, great game. I've been enjoying the Gundam buffs, even if they're not super noticeable. I've been enjoying actually a lot of the buffs everyone got. Overall, the game is feeling pretty good. Barb still feels like a threat, even after the nerfs, so I know some of us were being doomsayers, even myself, when I'm not a big Barb fan, but, you know, everyone's been feeling pretty good. Haven't fought too many Hyperions yet, so we saw a little bit of him in this game, but not enough to really know how much fear is warranted, but we'll have to keep an eye on him as things go forward. But yeah, if you enjoyed this gameplay, you can stay tuned here on YouTube to watch more, or you can also catch me live on Twitch. So once again, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.